Friends, today we're talking about all things March 2025. So, table of contents here, memories and experiences, which, spoiler alert, there are none. Then we'll talk about books that I read, and then we'll talk about purchases I made. And the purchases are always like relative to what I do here on this channel. So in case you're wondering why I'm talking about purchases, I keep it to like decks and, witchy things and stuff like that. So that'll be in the purchases section. And then all of the decks that I used. So that's our table of contents, and I'll put it all in the chapters in case there's anything you want to skip. But starting with memories and experiences. March, I can't say too much about it because it's not my story to tell, as I stated previously in I think February's wrap-up video, but March, some stuff and things went down and it took up a lot of my month. So a lot of my month was spent dealing with the stuff and things that happened there, and as such, I didn't really do much extracurricular activity-wise, but I did do a lot of reading. So the books that I read a total of 5 books this month, and one of them is tarot related, so that was really different for me. The book club book that was selected from my book club in February was Long Bright River by Liz Moore. This is a thriller, more like a whodunit. It was never thrilling at any time. Didn't love it. It did recently come out with a TV show starring Amanda Seyfried, not sure how to pronounce her last name, but the problem with reading a book and then immediately watching the TV series is that it sucks. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So I did not enjoy the TV series. I think I made it like halfway through the second episode and I was like, I can't do it. They just changed too much, in my opinion. Also, the book, it took a while to get into it. It really did take a while for me to get into the book. It was very slow, still intriguing, which kept me reading, but a little too slow for my liking. The next book I read, and I am like one of the last people to read this, is The Housemaid. Let's see if there we go, by Frida McFadden. So I am like one of the last people ever to read this book, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and I thought that I would, just from what everyone has said about it. So enjoyed it. Not sure if I'm going to continue the series because I've heard the next one isn't as good. So I hate it when that happens, but we'll see. I have so many other books on my TBR that are well ahead of the rest of those books. So I don't know if even if I decide I'll read them, it'll be a while before I get to it. But yeah, very twisty, and didn't see it coming. And then I finally got into the Crescent City series, and I finished the first book. A lot of people said they had a hard time getting into it because there's a lot of world building and lore building in the beginning. Yes, agree. I think I also was just like, I was kind of like, I don't understand what these people are or what these houses are, but I'm sure it'll all fall into place later on down the road. And that's kind of sort of what's happened. There's still some things that I didn't pay enough attention to, so now when they talk about them I'm like, what? But it doesn't affect the storyline, so for me it didn't really bother me. Also very shocked that this was a murder mystery. I had no idea that the first Crescent City book was a murder mystery. Pleasantly surprised by that. So I finally finished that one. This was an audio book. The rest I physically read on my Kindle. This was the only audiobook this month. And audiobooks for me, I only really listen to them when I'm working. So Monday through Friday is when I listen to my audiobook, and then the weekends and evenings are for my Kindle. The next one. Hear me out. The next one I read is called Stiff. This is by Mary Roach, and it's The Curious Lives of Human Cadavers. So it's all about the different reasons that human cadavers are used, the different situations in which human cadavers are used for. Incredibly interesting. I learned so much reading this book, and her humor is perfect for the stuff that you're reading about. not always so pleasant. So her humor slid in. It's perfect. It's well done. It's very tasteful. I learned, like I said, so much from this book. So yes, a little macabre, a little morbid, but very, very educational. And it talks about all the different things that human cadavers are used for. And yes, it definitely does get into some immoral things that happened in the past, even not even really recent past, like far, far away past. Uh, but it's just interesting. The history and what they're used for and what they learn from them is great. And then the tarot related book I read, I actually have no idea where I came across this, but it is called Liberating Tarot by Paul Greer. I use Goodreads and Fable to track my books. This is not on Fable, just so you know. If you're a Fable user, I did not find it on Fable, which really sucks because on Fable you can track how many days you've read in a row. And with this one not being on there, I was not able to say, I read today because the book isn't in there. So every time I read this book, I had to make sure I also read another book that day, even if it was just one chapter, so I could mark that book I read today and still keep my reading streak going. Liberating Tarot. It is a series of essays that he writes on many, many topics. The references he puts at the end of each chapter alone are worth it. The references are insane, and I'm excited to go back and kind of look at those references. A lot of them are links, and this book was written in 2017, so I don't know how active most of them will probably still be, but the links are crazy, and it is a very, I don't want to say it's thought-provoking, but it was a very interesting read. I also really enjoyed reading this book as well. It was a bit long, and there were parts that, not gonna lie, full transparency, definitely went over my head a little bit, but it was absolutely worth it. It was a great read. It was well done. Definitely talks about ethics as well, with reading tarot. Well, mostly reading tarot for the public, but which is something I don't do. So those parts, it was interesting to read about them, but also I was like, well, this doesn't really apply to me, but it was interesting to read about. So I definitely recommend this book. Let me know what you think if you have read it, if you're going to read it. It talks a lot about politics, well, not a lot, but there's definitely some discussion of politics in there and how tarot kind of fits into the problems of today's world and the responsibility of tarot readers, not just public tarot readers, but people who, like myself, only read for yourself, and how that influences your daily interactions with the bigger issues going on in the world. So those were the books I read. I enjoyed all of them for the most part. There was not one, except for Long Bright River. It's a little slow, not my usual pace, not my usual style. Definitely didn't enjoy the TV show, but other than that, I would recommend most of them. All of them? Except for Long Bright River, but it could be your style. All right, let's check out the purchases that I made. So there are some decks in here, there are some crystals in here, and there are a few miscellaneous items in here that relate to what I do on a day-to-day basis. Birthday crystals. Okay, we'll start with the little guys. So this red jasper snake was not on sale, but I just had to get it because it matches my little mat so well. Also, it was a lot bigger in my head, as seems to be the theme with all these purchases. All right, I got a handful that we're gonna do all at once. Well, no, kind of. So we have a kyanite mini sphere, pink kyanite mini sphere. She's flashy. I am going through a mini sphere phase at the moment, and I'll show you why. Black moonstone mini sphere. She's got a couple flashy spots. Love her. Then we have this amethyst, which is so dark you can't even tell it's an amethyst. I want to try and find something white. Of course, did not plan that through, but I promise you it is purple. You just can't tell. Maybe no. Okay, Then I got a amethyst heart, which is also purple. Very, very deep, bright purple. But it's hard to tell because of how dark it is. If these were in the sun, it would be a different story. But I did try to film this in the sun, and it was just a hot mess. Then I got this aura-coated heart. Now, the camera doesn't do this justice. It's very pink and purple and indigo blue, like gasoline on the ground. That's what it looks like. Also with a specific purpose. This was on sale, I believe. This was on sale. I'm not sure about the spheres. I can't remember. We have this Trollite tower. I do have another piece of Trollite, which I'll show you. So it definitely varies in color. So this one is a lot lighter, whereas this one is grays and darker blues. This was dirt cheap because it is tippy. So you can see the angle that that cut is on, or maybe you can't because of the shadows, but it leans that way, which I don't mind because it's going to go on a shelf that's like hip height. So when it's leaning back, it kind of lets you see more of the face when it's on such a low shelf. So I don't mind that. Then we have this white calcite sphere, I believe also on sale. Now it has an asterism. You can kind of see it there where the shimmer crisscrosses. A lot of times it's in a star shape. This one is just a crisscross. You can see one of the lines right there. But very cool, very pretty, very rainbowy. We love her. Then we have, okay, these. I was so excited for these. I got these nerdy boys. These are regular price, but they weren't that expensive. So this is clear quartz, which is very just gray looking, and this is amethyst, and they are adorable. Absolutely love these guys. So they're gonna go on a shelf somewhere. Then I got a sphere stand. Now I had requested the white light. I did not get the white light. So I brought my power bank so we can test her out. And you can see. So obviously not white light. It cycles through rainbow colors, which I don't mind, but I would have liked just a straight up white light. And you can't even like pause this on one of them so that it stays green or it stays blue. It continuously cycles through all of them. A little unfortunate, but it wasn't expensive, so I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. But that is that. This was 50% off because it is a little wobbly. It's got kind of a mound on kind of this edge, but it is a shungite tower, and it is good for electromagnetic frequency absorption. Oh my God, look at that. So it's just going to go on my nightstand, I think, because that's where my cell phone goes at the end of the day, all night, every night. So I'm going to put this on my nightstand to absorb some EMF, and that is... I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that it's scientifically proven that shungite absorbs EMF. So just keep that in mind. We have some palm stones. I got 2 of these. These are cotton candy agate or pink petal agate, depending on where you buy them. These were regular price. But I'm okay. They weren't, the regular price of them was cheaper than where I've seen them other places. This one, the white is a little more blue, purple tone, and this one it's white. Of course, the pink is a little more orangey peach in this one, and the pink is a little more dusty peach, I would call that. This druzy pocket is so sparkly, and it's not, I mean, the camera does not pick up sparkle at all, but it is very, very sparkly. So love these guys, stunners. Then I have 2 of these. These are Euperlites. I was going to gift one to a friend, but I think I might keep them. The friend is a guy, and I just think that the heart is maybe sending the wrong message. But let me get my, should have prepared for this, my black light. And I don't know if this will show with this much light in the room, but yeah, it's a little, there's a little too much light in here. This one lights up like crazy. It looks like a planet that's on fire. A star, if you will. Absolutely nuts. So I might end up keeping both of these. Definitely keeping that one. That one's staying here. Just whether or not this one will go to a friend. We'll see. Second last piece. Oh, here she is. My biggest skull. I have a lot of little ones, and by a lot I mean 3, but this is so far my biggest one. Now this was sold as Ocean Jasper. The sticker actually said Ocean Jasper, and I can see where it would be Ocean Jasper, but I can also see where it would be a moss agate. So I'm not entirely certain, but it is very sparkly in this section right here, and there's some chatoyancy here, which isn't going to flash for us because of the lighting. I can't even see the sparkles to my naked eye, so I don't imagine they're happening on camera. But this was 25% off, so, oh yeah, these were also 50% off. So, really, really happy with that guy. And the last piece is this stunning Larvakite tower. This was on sale because it is apparently tippy. I can't, I don't think it is tippy. There's some crazy orange flash here. I don't, it stands fine. It doesn't wobble. It doesn't seem crooked whatsoever. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. So this is another form of black moonstone. It also comes in this kind of form, but Larvakite is basically black moonstone. So I was very, very excited for this beautiful piece, and it was really cheap. So that helps. So my plan for the little spheres, these are some that I already had sit in there, so I'll put those aside. I found these on eBay, these tiny candle holders. So I cleaned them all up with Barkeeper's Friend. The insides not so much, they were more difficult, but I really just love them for these, for putting your little baby spheres on. And you can't see it from the side, but it is so pretty. Or from the top, rather. It's better to look at it from the side, especially this color palette. Ooh, I wasn't thinking of using these specifically, but I'm really liking how this color palette looks. These are the ones that I had in there. I had an Ocean Jasper, and I had a Flower Agate and a Clear Quartz. We're too close. Yeah, see, that is Ocean Jasper, and that skull kind of, I don't know. Ocean Jasper can look very different. Anyway, I think I might leave these 4 in here because it looks so good with these 4 color palettes. We've got the white, we've got the black gray with a little bit of peach, we have the pink kyanite, and the really dark purple. It looks so good. So I might try and find more of these on eBay or anywhere I can find them, really. I like that they're all different. They're all a different style. I'll show you that first one again. I thought we had a similar one, but we don't. It's different. This one is quite silver compared to the others, but so yeah, really enjoying these little tiny candle holders that I found on eBay. Then the other plan I had, I have the pink bowl, or the purple bowl I got from the thrift shop last month. So I kind of like having pinks and purples in here. I love how that looks. So these, we're gonna go in here. I don't know if the flower agate kind of looks dirty in there. And I was gonna put the baby kyanite in there, but I'm worried because I really like that setup. I really like how all these guys look together. But it's so tiny and perfect. Ooh, what do I do? I think it adds to it. Oh no. Does flower agate look good with these guys? Not as much. I really liked it with the pink. Maybe I'll have to find a pink, a nice really pink rose quartz one for the bowl. Anyway, those are the plans. I did, aside from birthday crystals, grab just a few other ones. So I know I have talked about wanting to not buy as many crystals, and I feel like I'm doing like okay. But I am a sucker for things I don't have or things that are different and unique. So that's what happened here. So there are a couple extras. We'll start with this one. This is an Atlantisite crystal. Now it typically has a lot more green in it, but I got the last one that was left, so it only has a baby amount of green. That being said, I love the purple in it. Purple is my favorite color, so I'm totally cool with having one with a little more purple. Another piece I got that's pretty cool is this agatized coral. So this is coral that's been dead for 20 to 30 plus million years, and a lot happens in that time, and chalcedony forms in the middle. So this is specifically from Florida from 1970, and a gentleman and his daughter purchased the coral and they cut it themselves and were selling it at the Tucson Gem Show. And my crystal dealer, Ariana, who I got this from, as well as this, so this is an Equilibrio Gems order, forgot to mention, she was able to pick some up at the Tucson Gem Show. So it's really cool, really bubbly blue in the middle, or in the inside there. It's pretty neat. So I just got a little guy. I didn't have to go crazy with this, but it was just something different, something, like I said, that I didn't have before. Another piece that I got is this labradorite. How could I not? I don't actually have a lot of orange flash labradorite. So that's what prompted me to get this stunning piece. The back does flash, but you gotta find it. So it has orange and then the green and blue that you typically see in lab. It's just so stunning. They're so, it's amazing to me that happens, that can happen, that nature can make that happen. Well, this is a combination of nature and light making that happen. So, yeah, we'll leave her there. Had to get that piece. And then the next piece is something that I have been eyeing that Equilibrio Gems has picked up. This is a new find. It was just discovered in 2024, so like less than a year old. And Ariana picked it up at the Tucson Gem Show. I just put lotion on my hands and I can't pick it up. This is so interesting. This is called Stardust Obsidian. So you can see these like orbular marks. Some of them you can see, like here we have one that's, let's try and get the light on it. Oh, it kind of breaks the surface. You can't really tell. I thought you'd be able to. But the depth in this is like, I just can't get over it. Like how you can see the orbs on the inside. I just think that's so neat. Now, one of the reasons why I think this is really neat is because it is said that, so obsidian is glass made from volcanoes. It's a volcanic glass. It's not technically a crystal or a mineral. Now, what they say about this piece is that these gray orbular specks are from the ash raining down. There's some discrepancy about this. Some people say it's the exact same as snowflake obsidian, which if you need a reminder, this is what snowflake obsidian looks like. It's very different. Like there's no depth to this one. You can't see those specks deep into the glass. This one, you can. These are more white gray, whereas these are more, they almost have like a bluey gray tinge to them. So if it is the same thing, I don't know, it still seems quite different to me. So I had to get my hands on that. I absolutely had to. And like I said, sucker for anything new, or anything unique or anything I don't have. So that's how I ended up with these babies, but that's it. Aside from the birthday haul, these are basically the only ones I snagged. So that's it for crystals. I have no crystals outstanding. I have a previous order on the way from the Gem Boutique, which only has a few small things. But other than that, I've got no open boxes at the moment. So yay me. Hopefully we'll make that last. So we officially have the first deck. Ooh, the first deck of the year. Be careful. Magic Inside, Sacred Moon, and Stars. I don't know if I'm going to be able to salvage that, but I want to. Magic Mail. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to because I have to cut all that. All right, let's cut her open. So, Sacred Moon and Stars on Etsy. I will be making more purchases from them in the future. I think I want to try the charm casting stuff. So we'll see how this goes, because this is kind of purchased with similar intentions. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, guys, I really don't want to cut that. Ding. Oh, no, I really cut it. All right. So there's a little lip, which is what. Ooh, this is heavy. Oh my gosh, we have freebies. We have super awesome freebies. I see stickers and a bookmark. God, I love freebies. I drew a major arcana especially for you, Sarah, which I transformed into a bookmark. It's no coincidence this bookmark comes to you to send you a message. Open your heart wide and welcome these words with kindness and humility. After reading your message, you can, if you wish, write a keyword that resonates with you and write it somewhere so that it guides you. This bookmark can become a reminder of what you carry inside you and what you aspire to. I wish you, dear soul, peace, joy, love, and benevolence. Good reading. Obsessed. So we have this lovely sticker. It is a sticker. I can see where it's lifted up. We have this awesome sticker. All free. Did not buy these. So here is the business card, Sacred Moon and Stars. Thank you, Sarah. Enjoy this mini tarot travel kit. Hope you something of magical moment. Peace, love, and joy, Cindy. Okay, and then, the Lovers is the one that I got. Whatever love you are experiencing right now, take the time to think about it without cursing it, without embellishing it, and without expectations. Only by accepting it as it is can we take the next step. Oh my God, obsessed. All right, so we spoiled what it is, or I did. All right, so as that card stated, we have a mini tarot travel kit. Nothing else in the bag. How easy do we think this is to just peel off? Oh yeah, real easy. I don't wanna, oh no. Okay, so we kind of, we've got some goo stragglers. I'll glue that back down, maybe put some other sticker over top of it in that one spot. I don't know, but Okay, so it's a little full. She full. Oh, a 3-card reading. Choose a horizontal line and place a card on each box. So we've got past, present, future, body, soul, spirit, love, career, personal progress, problem, cause, solution, you, other, connection, decision, choice 1, choice 2. Love it. Anything on the bottom? No. Okay. So, comes with a mat. I swapped mine out. Comes with a little baggie. And a deck of cards. It's so cute and little. Oh my god. So the other ones on her shop, she has a couple to choose from. Make sure you read very carefully because they are majors only. This is a full deck. Oh my god. And it is a pip deck, but the others are completely majors only. So we've lost our fool. He got lost somewhere in the shuffle, pun intended. But we're not going to go through them all, I don't think. Oh my god. So they are like laminated. I mean, they're not bad. I have faith. I have faith. Ooh, there's my bookmark. Let's get to some, oh, the death card is so cute. Let's get to some minors. Oh my god, I can't stop looking at them though. They're so cute. Oh, that's cute. We have a kitty on our moon. Judgment. The world, Ouroboros, no, what is he called? Ouroboros? I can never say his name right. Oh, there's our fool. We found our fool. Oh, she just put it at the end. As of Pentacles. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so Pippi. Let's see what the other ace looks like. We've got our knight, queen, page, king, as of wands. Unless I'm missing something, unless that's how it's called in short form. I don't know. I could be really ignorant here. Maybe it's me. Am I the problem? So to all the, I want to kind of see the courts. Yeah, so the courts are the same. The face is the same. It's just the symbols and obviously the words on the bottom are different. So all of our knights are going to look the same. All of our pages are going to look the same. That's cool. There's our as of wands or swords, sorry. It must be like a short form and I'm just not. I don't know. Is it me? Let me know if it is, because that's a possibility. Okay. Same. Okay, so getting them all stacked back like that is not fun. Just FYI. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them back in that bag, if I'm going to want to get them back in the bag. Okay. Oh, we have paper. Ultra-cloth fabric is made from recycled materials. Specifically 15.9 500 milliliter recycled water bottles per linear yard and use water print ink with no toxic products. Oh, I think this is just, yeah, it's just tarot meanings. The Magician, en français perhaps, I believe so. The Hangig Man, Hangig, Yeah, so I believe French is her first language, so that's where some of these are coming from. It also looks like some got cut off at the bottom, but it's okay. Again, I might read over this for funsies, but I'll probably never reference it again. So the cloth I got, I subbed mine out for a different cloth. I messaged her and asked her if she sold the cloths separately because I saw this one in a different kit. Let's get all my stuff and things out of the way. And she said, just in your message to me, in your purchase message, just say you'd rather the astrology cloth, which is what I did. I love how tiny it is. So we have the astrology cloth. I want it all on one. Here we go. Good enough. So this feels very soft. It kind of feels like a glasses cleaner, sort of. So I don't know if this is going to work. I was going to grab a fabric marker and like put the house numbers on here and try and get it to be my birth chart. Don't know if the fabric marker will work, but the purpose. Yeah, see, I'm not going to be able to keep these. They're flipping all over the place. I'm not going to be able to keep them back to back, face to face, whatever the case may be. So yeah, you know what? That's not going to happen. So if I had like a bowl or something, or a tin, and you just kind of stir them up, flip them around, whatever, and grab a few and do some astro casting. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles in the communications, Gemini. This one is completely sideways, Justice in home. So because this is so tiny, it kind of, when things like this happen, it's going to be a bit of an issue. I would say that's more so in work and interest for the Tower. And Temperance is, oh, there's two. Okay, obviously we didn't shuffle. We've got the Tower, we've got Death, we've got Temperance. But yeah, so anyway, then you would analyze, obviously Death in the realm of work and relationships. Whoops. Or, okay, fine. Change, transformation. We'll say that. The Tower. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with this. So play around with astro casting and these cutie patootie cards. And this gorgeous cloth here. Yeah, shuffling these is going to be, obviously the goal would be to have like a bowl or something to put them in, or a bag, a bigger bag than this, and pull just a handful of cards out and cast them. That's kind of my plan. Really excited, kind of scared because don't know how this is going to work out, especially like with how tiny this section is. So we'll see. I'm just going to play to start. We're just going to play. We're not going to take it too seriously or go too crazy with it. But yeah, thought I'd try my hand at astrocasting. These are stabby when you're doing it this way. The corners are very stabby. Let me explain. So it was not my intent to own 2 mini decks. So yes, I just unboxed this one. It arrived first. I bought this one a while ago and it was supposed to arrive like even into April, I think. Got this one yesterday. Today this one arrived. Now, like I said, it was not my intent to own 2 mini decks. I don't really have a use for 2 mini decks. However, when I think about it, this is significantly bigger when you factor in the tin and the cloth than this friend, which also comes in a keychain. We're going to open it together, but I just wanted to explain because this was never my intention, ever. So that's what happened here. I ordered this one a few weeks ago. It wasn't even supposed to get here until the end of April-ish, and then I saw this one after, and I was like, well, I like that one. Let's set it aside in case we want to compare, but let's Tiny universal weight. US games. That's why it took so long to get here. I should have paid attention. Okay. Ooh, can I use that in a planner? I think I can. Okay. So we have a little keychain doohickey, which these clasps, never trust them, but it's an option. I can clasp it like inside a purse or something. Then we have, okay, I like that that's tricky. Oh, no, it appears to be quite simple after you do it the first time. Okay, don't have a lot of faith in that. Might have to wrap an elastic band around it or something. And then we have a little white book. Little white book. Oh, it even has a 10-card spread. Does it have card meanings too? Yep. Okay, that's cool. That's kind of cool. Probably won't reference it too much, but you know, it's a neat option. Then we have the cards. So you can see the tear marks from where they were attached. We have a title card. So funny. Kid with a bird. Oh, it's bent a little. I don't know if we can see that. There we go. It is a little bent. What are we starting with here? Oh my God, they're upside down, they're right side up, they're all over the place. So the backs do all appear to be that style. To be honest, I probably should have gone looking in my local metaphysical shops for this deck instead of spending so much money on Amazon US games. Yeah, they're really not in any kind of order. Now, I will get the other one out and compare it size-wise, but I can tell you right now, these are not coated in any kind of way with any kind of regular use. I don't imagine they'll hold up too well, depending on how you use your cards. I do tend to baby cards, but I mean, we don't have to go through them all. They're, what did I say it was? Universal weight. They're the universal weight ones. So those details are itty bitty. Yeah, it's so weird that they're like, some are upside down, some are right side up. But again, I'm not going to care about that because once you start, like, you learn very quickly that this kind of deck, it doesn't stay in any kind of organized chaos at all. Okay, but let's get the other one out just to compare. Now, my plans for this deck, while we're doing that, is, so I have a large purse. I call it my work purse or my everything purse. And in it, I do have a mini tarot deck. I have the Everyday Witch Mini, which is still, you know, it's a bigger deck. So it does take up quite a bit of room. When I am going out, though, if I'm hanging out with friends, if I'm going to a friend's house, if I'm going to the mall, if I'm going shopping or grocery shopping, I don't use my work everything purse because it's too big. So it would be nice to be able to toss this in my mini little purse. So that I don't have to put the big one. So yeah, I don't have to put the bigger mini deck. All right, I got distracted. So as you can see, this deck is like, I gave up on trying to keep them all the same direction. And you may have also noticed I don't have them in any kind of bag. I decided to keep them loose in here because I wanted this to close properly. So right off the hop, I can tell you this one is slightly taller, but if you push it down, yeah, see, this one at least has some give. This one, zero give. So if you push it down, this one is technically shorter. Card size, I love that I'm doing this. I think it is hilarious. Okay. So they're the same height, but this guy is ever so slightly wider, probably less than a millimeter wider. But you can see one of them has like a coating, which I appreciate, and the other is it's just paper. So this one, I wouldn't be too worried about being a little bit more rough with. This one, I would be worried about being a little more rough with. So that's the situation with these two mini decks that I've now ended up with. Oh, you can see my double jointed finger. But yeah, I mean, they're fun. They were a fun novelty thing. And like I said, I'm going to use them, probably even use this deck for the astro casting with the mat there. I thought about making my own mat, but it just seems like a lot of work. So do I want the title card? Do I care? I don't think so. Let's get these back in here. Yeah, oh, watch how little pressure. Oh, wait, is it? Ah, it's because I wasn't closing it properly. Yeah, that's so much better. We're okay. We're okay. So I can put this on like a key loop in my purse and have it in my like everyday like fanny pack kind of purse, my going out and about purse, so that I always have a deck. And then this, like I said, I just keep it in here, and I added a clear quartz in that little container. It's perfect. I like it. So I ended up with two baby decks, which is, like I said, it's fine. We're no judgment, right? Oh, what's on the back? 1998. Is that just when US Games came to be? Let's put this in here because I think it's cute to have it. Might as well, right? All right, so those are, I guess, technically the first two decks of 2025. As far as miscellaneous things, let's start with stickers. So I did order some stickers. One of the ones I wanted, oh, they're upside down, is this set of dice stickers. And I wanted them for my journal because it was getting like, first of all, I started to realize that when I was using the dice for divination, I was not writing it down in my tarot journal. I kind of had this weird feeling that the tarot journal should be just for tarot and oracle and not for dice divination. But then I started forgetting numbers that I had pulled for things. So I was like, okay, I clearly need to write it down. And instead of drawing the number or whatever, I thought having some of these would be cool for the journal. And you can see some of them are even like a little themed, like there's bats on this one. So that'll be a cool one to use around Halloween. Okay, so by some of them being themed, I mean that one. I mean, that one you could use for fall. So I did pick up this. It's from Dark Star Prints. And I figured while I was at it, I would buy the crystal sheet to go with it. So that one is pretty cool. And I got a freebie, which is funny because I got this sticker as a freebie in another order from Etsy from a different company. So I love getting freebies. So that is Dark Star Prints on Etsy and Instagram, Dark Star Prints. So they were great. The quality feels great. So I'm pretty excited to use those and toss those in the journal. The other item I purchased that I'm really excited about are these energy sprays. So we have the Aura Cleanse Mist, aromatic spray to cleanse the air of negative energy using essences of Palo Santo, sage, and other cleansing oils, infused with black tourmaline and quartz crystals. You can actually hear the crystals in there. The second one I got is the Grounded Gaia Mist, and it's an aromatic way to clear and ground your mind, body, and spirit using essence of sandalwood, cedarwood, myrrh, and other grounding oils. And this one is infused with smoky quartz crystals. So again, you can hear them. So really excited to play around with those. And these are from pretty.impressed. So Etsy, it's Pretty Impressed Art, all one word, no periods, and Instagram is pretty.impressed. This one smells exactly like Palo Santo. It's crazy to me. It smells like I'm smelling an actual stick of Palo Santo. This one is more, you can smell the sandalwood in it, but the second smell around, I can smell the cedarwood and myrrh. They're both great smelling. I'm really pleased with these. So the Aura Cleanse is probably going to go in my purse so I can cleanse my office space or my car or wherever I want. And this will probably stay at my nightstand. I like to feel grounded when I'm in bed. So that's where they are going to reside. And as for the decks I used in March, I used more decks than I've ever used at one given time. So it did kind of get a little overwhelming, and I do show all of them in my VR to Amethyst Ascension, top 11 current favorite decks. So it's a bit of a repeat in here, but I tried to go through them really quickly. This was unusual for me to be working with this many decks at one time. It was fun, but I think I'm going to scale it back a little for April and not use as many decks. And hopefully that will calm things down a little bit. I talk about trying to stick with a daily routine and it not working, so I discuss that a little bit in here as well. And then we'll come back for our outro. My weekly card pulls have been from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. So we've all seen this a number of times. I'm really enjoying doing an every Monday card pull with this deck to try and get an idea of the week ahead or perhaps some advice for the week ahead. It's fun to evaluate at the end of the week and see exactly how that message perhaps made its way into your week or into one of the days. So I've really been enjoying that, and I'm going to be sticking with this one for a while for weekly card pulls. As for tarot, I started off March with the Tarot of Persephone's Garden, and I actually, what's the word? I put oil on it? Anointed. That's the word I'm thinking of. So I had bought this last spring with the intention of anointing this deck with this oil, but it turned out to be incredibly sweet. So I was a little hesitant to do it. But with it being spring and Persephone's myth kind of being active in the spring as well as the fall, but spring, I was like, I'm doing it. So this is from Nature's Treasures on Etsy. I don't think her information is on here, but very, very sweet. It smells fantastic, but quite sweet. And I took probably this many cards, actually maybe a couple more cards at a time, and just anointed the edges. So it's darkened them ever so slightly, which I don't care about. The smell, every time I get this deck out, oh my God, it smells so nice. My whole room smelled like this for several days because the deck was just out on my table. So it was smelling up my whole room, and it was so nice. But I noticed that it doesn't shuffle as cleanly as it did before anointing it. I mean, you're moisturizing the edges basically. So also, I mean, not a surprise, but I was surprised. I should not have been, but it's fine. It doesn't bother me. So this tarot deck, I initially started trying to use it with the Outgrow Yourself Oracle. And surprisingly, it just wasn't working for me. So I only did that once or twice, and then I switched to the Language of Flowers, these little rock pool decks. I am a sucker for these. I edged mine in, I think this is Sharpie Black. So we're just going to quickly look at some of these. Clarity with the Empress. Awareness with the Four of Swords. The keywords on these little rock pool decks are so simple, but they work the best for me. Four of Coins with Temperance. We have the Maiden of Swords with Confidence. Five of Swords with Resignation. Queen of Swords with Slow Down. Ten of Wands with Absence. Like they work so well together. Ten of Coins, Realization. So that was one of the decks I used with the Tarot of Persephone's Garden. It just felt right. The other one, there's two more that I used with the Tarot of Persephone's Garden. This one is a no-brainer to use with the Tarot of Persephone's Garden. It's the Hellenic Oracle. So, I mean, really. Solitude and Harmonia. Hebi with the Three of Cups. Hecaton Kyries with the Two of Cups. The imagery it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And the messages that I received from these two decks together were on point. The Hellenic Oracle definitely includes some people, some myths, some gods that I have to look up. So it is something, wow, that it's definitely something that takes some time for me. So in the month of March, I decided to not do a Lionheart's Tarot Challenge, which I had been doing religiously for the last several months. And this month I was like, I need a change. I want to do daily card pulls. So that's how these decks were all being used, was a daily card pull. The other deck I used with the Tarot of Persephone's Garden is the Abaton Keys. We have quite the Greek theme going on for the month of March, which was completely unintentional. I honestly don't know how I didn't pick up on this sooner, but like a week ago, I was like, wow, these are all very Greek, including another one we have coming up. Nine of Swords and Service. So this one, it works well with it. This works well with a lot of decks I've noticed. The World and Inspiration. And one of my goals was to work more with this deck this year, so perfect. So these were daily card pulls for a long time, and then after the time change, I was wanting a less, let's say I was wanting a more soft deck. So I switched from mostly using the Tarot of Persephone's Garden to the Sistine Tarot. And I did use the Sistine Tarot with the Abaton Keys as well. And I think they go well together as well. Five of Hearts with Struggle. The Abaton Keys is one that I absolutely go to the guidebook for every time I use it. Oh, like they look so great together. So then I wanted a softer, more spring oracle to go with the Sistine Tarot. I have a lot of oracle decks that I like to use with the Sistine Tarot, but they have darker vibes to them. So Amazon had the Secret Garden Rock Pool mini deck on sale. So I probably wouldn't have purchased it if it was regular price, but it was on sale. So I thought, you know what? I do enjoy these little rock pool decks. I know I'll like it. I'll know I'll use it. So, okay, fine. So I did buy an oracle deck. Here are our backs, and I did edge mine in a very soft pink. You can see the corner that I started and finished on where it overlapped. I think it goes so well with this little deck. And I used a Tombow. I used the 800 Tombow water-based. The camera it doesn't quite pick up how pink it is, but it was, I think, perfect. So these two together, Grow with the World, they worked really well. Still, I'm probably going to continue to work with these ones for a little bit just because I am really enjoying them together. So just, I'm liking the soft, springy feel. Little feminine, little pink. Not normally a fan of pink, but here we are. 6 of coins and generosity. Come on. Like they're meant to be. They are so meant to be. So absolutely zero regrets on bringing another deck into my space. They're just so simple, but the key words, and I think, you know, I don't know that it's divine intervention. I think that the keywords are just so basic that the chances of them mixing well with whatever tarot card you pull are pretty high. And that's probably why I like them. That's probably why I like working with them so much. Hanged One with Hidden Depths. You only see the surface, look beyond. I don't know. That kind of seems pretty specific. But anyway, here we are. These are the ones that I'm still currently working with. I still, on darker days when it's, you know, cloudy and maybe cold, Tarot Persephone's Garden does kind of fit that vibe a little better. So I'm still kind of working with Self-Care and 8 of Hearts. Still kind of working with all of the decks that I've shown. Haven't put any of them away yet, even though the month is over and I kind of did want to switch up monthly. When something's working, it's working. So I'm sticking with these guys for another little bit. So this deck, I have been so very patiently awaiting this Kickstarter arrival. I backed this Kickstarter back in October. It was supposed to be sent out in February, but there was an error, so I didn't get mine until a few days ago, which is the end of March, basically. I'm not unboxing it in this video because I have a whole other video dedicated to the unboxing and walkthrough of this deck, but it's the Ancient Greek Tarot deck by, I cannot say the name. That is her Instagram handle. Her name is Eleni Kumi. This deck, I've been so excited for it. I was on the fence when the Kickstarter came out, and I thought, you know what, I'm just too intrigued by it to say no. It did come with no, that's a lie. There is a PDF guidebook that you have to pay extra for. It didn't come with it. Am I bummed about that? Yes, I think it should come with it. But soft pink vibes for my current obsession. This deck has been really fun. Oh, it smells new. I can smell it from here. This deck has been really fun. Overall, I'm impressed. There's some parts that I don't necessarily love. As with basically any deck, the moon has come up for me so much in this deck. For the most part, I am impressed. I went through for my unboxing and walkthrough. I had the guidebook. The guidebook was sent to us via PDF on December 31st, 2024. So we've had the guidebook for a very long time, which I think that provided me the ability and the opportunity to be well versed in it for the walkthrough. So originally I was going to try to not read the PDF and wait to get the deck because the guidebook, the PDF, shows all the images. So you kind of spoil it for yourself, but I couldn't do it. I was too curious, zero willpower, and I did it. And I read through the guidebook and made notes on the myths and looked up the myths that I thought needed further explanation as to their relation to the guidebook, or sorry, their relation to the tarot card, or if I just wanted, I hadn't heard of that individual, so I want to look them up and I want to get more information on the myth or the god or the person portrayed. So I do think that having that knowledge ahead of doing the walkthrough came in very, very handy. this is funny. I accidentally, like, I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and I thought it was 7, like my body and my mind, it felt like 7 a.m. So I thought it was time to get up. And then I realized it was 4 a.m. And I was like, what's going on? Why do I feel ready for the day? And I pulled a card about it. And this is the card I got. Thanks, tips. Yes. Thank you for that insightful wisdom. So I have been enjoying working with this deck. She is a thick baby. Like that is decent cardstock, but she does bite when you shuffle because of how thick it is. And if you watch the walkthrough, you'll know there is a card in here that needed replacing, which is why the deck was delayed. And that card is easily identifiable because it is ever so slightly bigger. So yeah, a little stiff, hoping she'll break in. Oh, quite stiff. But don't mind. I'd rather have too stiff cardstock, I think, than too weak, because at least I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid to do this. I have other decks where, we're gonna stop. I have other decks where I'm almost afraid to shuffle them because of their cardstock. So let's just take a sneak peek at that card and I'll show you, if you didn't see the walkthrough, this is the card. I can find her wherever she is. That was causing the problems. So this was sent in a package with a bunch of stickers and stuff that were free. The replacement was sent with that because this is the card that was in the deck. She's got a not so ancient Greek leg tattoo. So this one is the right size, obviously. This one is not, which, I mean, at first I was really upset about it. At first I was really bummed. But when you're shuffling, you can't notice. The top isn't as different as the side. It's quite a bit different there. Still probably less than a millimeter, but whatever. But when you're shuffling, you don't, it's not like you can find her and point her out and pull her out and it'll cause problems, I don't think. So don't really care. We're fine with it. But this deck has been a lot of fun. And like I said, I'm more impressed than I thought I would be. So, oh yeah, nudity warning. Yeah, I'm more impressed than I thought I would be, and I'm really enjoying working with it. So no regrets. And the price point wasn't terrible either. It wasn't astronomical. So love it. So that's another deck that came into my collection in the month of March. We went January, February without a single deck purchase. And now we're here in March and it's like I get the itch. Like it's like I'm like, I need them. I need new decks, which is not a mentality I want to have for myself. But to be fair, I paid for this one in October. It just got here in March. So those were the decks that I used in the month of March. It was a very deck heavy month. I used a lot of decks. I used 11 decks total. And with doing the daily draws, I noticed it was about March 21st that I was like, I need a break. I'm not a daily draw tarot person. And it took this month for me to realize that's okay. You don't have to be a daily draw tarot person. So I kind of had this like I felt a little bit relief after I came to that conclusion with myself. So that's fine. I'm still slinging cards, just not every single day, because that's not going to be me. That's not for me. And that is fine. Another part of my practice that I've been playing around with in March is my runes. I hate that they're in this bag, but this is kind of one of the only bags I have that's size appropriate. They come in a cute wooden box, but you can't like do this in the cute wooden box. So that's what I've been doing. This was daily for a while, fell off the wagon there a bit, but I reach in and whatever one I feel called to, there she is. So I have that rune and I have the Kickstarter book I got from Kokorina. So this arrived, I think, in February. And what I've been doing is pulling the rune and then finding the rune in the book and reading. And then I journal about it a little bit. Oh, it's right there. This one I've actually pulled so much Gabo. It's been pulled so much. I'm starting to wonder if there's something, if it's lighter or heavier, like if there's a scientific reason why I'm pulling it so much, because it's been pulled a lot. So we know Gabo now. But this has been really fun. I've been really enjoying it, and I really want to get use out of this book. I don't want it to just sit on a shelf and be like, yeah, one day. So that's another part of my practice that I've been really enjoying in the month of March with my heart bag of runes. I should get another bag. We'll find another one that I like. And that's it. That's March 2025. It was a bit of a crazy month for me with stuff going on in my personal life, so a bit different than what months normally look like for me. I normally have some fun things going on in there. I normally have some memories and experiences, but stuff happens and your responsibilities are elsewhere for extended periods of time sometimes, and that's okay. And I am so grateful and thankful that I am able to assist with those responsibilities and obligations and all that jazz. So I'll leave you, I'm losing my voice. I will leave you with April's moon tray, and I'll see you when I see you. So a little reminder, this is the situation I had going on for March. I'm going to clear this out, and then my plan for April is to do spring. I'm going to try for pastels. I don't own a lot of pastels, so it's going to be a problem. I already know that, but we're going to try it and see where we get. All right, so here's what I've ended up with. Unfortunately, today we are very dark because of the weather, so it doesn't quite translate properly onto the camera. Maybe like that side better, maybe that side better. We have a lot of stuff going on here, and I actually struggled a little bit because with the purples and pinks, I felt like I was reusing a lot of February's. So I really tried hard not to duplicate a lot of it, but I did add blue pieces and a lot of fluorite. Like every fluorite tumble I have is in here. We have a rhodonite. These are both cotton candy agate. Blue, I thought we had, yes, we have got 2 blue calcites in here. We have lots of OJ. So that's an OJ. This is, where'd this come from? This is an OJ, this is an OJ, this is an OJ. We have a chalcedony, that's apatite. This is the lavender rose quartz. This is rose quartz. This is rose quartz. So that's another OJ. We have 2 pieces of angelite. We have a grape agate. We have trollite. I think that's aquamarine. I could be wrong. That's pretty big to be a piece of aquamarine though. I do think it is. We've got amethyst. Is that the only piece of amethyst? Again, I tried to stay away from amethyst. Flower agate. Sunstone. I thought it was important to put the sunstone in there because we're heading into spring and we want things to be bright and sunny. Is that it? Am I missing anything? I think that's it. I think that's what I am going to stick with. I can see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but a piece of rainbow from that fluorite is just popping at me. So yeah, I wanted pinks, blues, purples, anything spring mishmash looking. So that's going to be April's moon tray.